Hello everyone. Today we'll learn about the topic related to software engineering. What is software? Software is a set of instructions, data or programs which is used to operate computers or execute simple tasks. So basically a software is a written code of instruction or a data which is normally used while running a computer or to do a specific amount of task. Some of the examples of a software is in office suites, database programs, word processors, etc. What is software engineering? Software engineering is defined as a process of analyzing users' requirements and basing on the user's requirements, they are further divided into designing, building, and testing the software's application, which will satisfy all the requirements of the user. It helps you to obtain economically software which is reliable and works efficiently on the real machines. Nature of software and web apps. Today, software has a dual role to play. It not only acts as a product but at the same time the vehicle for delivering the product, which means it transforms the personal data so that the data can be more useful in a local context, which means the personal data which is stored by the one who makes the software is much accessible to the public. It manages the business information to enhance competitiveness, also provides a gateway to worldwide information networks. At the same time, it also provides the means for acquiring information in all its forms. This statement, which means it acquires the information at all the forms generated, be it internet or from any other sources. The role of the computer software has undergone significant change over the last half century. Sophistication and complexity can produce dazzling results when a system succeeds, but also at the same time, it poses a very huge problem for the designers who design it due to the complex algorithm based in it. Coming to defining a software. How can we define a software? The instructions, when executed, provide desired features, functions, and perform the required can be defined as a software. Software has its own characteristics and which makes it different from an hardware. Software is developed or engineered. It is not manufactured in a classical sense. Although some similarities exist between software development and hardware, the two activities are fundamentally different. In both activities, high quality is achieved through good design, but the manufacturing phase for hardware can introduce quality problems that are non-existent or easily corrected for software. This is the similarity that exists between these two, software and hardware. The another advantage which software has over hardware is software doesn't wear out. The term wear out means it does not get physically damaged. Be it in the case of hardware, the hardware gets physically damaged when it's kept in an environment by the other sources present in the environment. But software cannot get physically damaged as it's in an input device. Next point. Although the industry is moving towards component based construction, most software continues to be custom built. The reusable components have been created so that the engineer can concentrate on the truly innovative elements of a design, that is, the parts of the design that represents something new. A software component should be designed and implemented so that it can be used in many different programs to be generated in the future. Modern reusable components encapsulates the both data and the processing that is applied to the data, enabling the software engineer to create more new applications from the reusable parts or the parts which have already been used and generate more of the upgraded form. Now we'll see about the domains, the software applications domains. The domain, it can be classified into 7 categories. System software. What is a system software? System software simply means it's a collection of written programs to service other programs. Some of the system programs are compilers, editors, and file management utilities. The system applications such as operating system components, drivers, network software, and telecommunication processes process largely indeterminate data, which simply means the data which these applications hold are in a huge form, in a huge data. Application software is the second software which stands in this list. It, it solves a specific business need. Applications in this area process business or technical data in a way that it facilitates business operators or management making. The third category is the engineering or the scientific software, which has been characterized by the number crunching algorithms. The fourth one being the embedded software. By the name itself, we can grasp that embedded software is something which is able to encapsulate its features and making it into a single unit. It resides within a product or a system and is used to implement and control features and functions for the end user and for the system itself. Web applications called web apps. This network-centric software category spans a wide array of applications. Now see, if you see in your desktop itself, the number of applications you have as an icons may be like more of it would be in the category of embedded software. So moving ahead, artificial intelligence software. So this software is now in this decade into most use, makes use of non-numerical algorithms to solve complex of the programs that are not amenable to computation or straightforward analysis. So these are the software which have high usage just because of the complexity it has in it. Applications with this area include robotics, expert systems, pattern recognition, be it image, voice, or even face during this phase, and artificial neural networks. Game planning is also included. The next category being it legacy software. So this is an older program, and this type of software was developed decades ago and still it's being to use. And unfortunately, there is sometimes one additional characteristic that is present in legacy software, that is its poor quality. That's the reason the softwares have been further upgraded to be it artificial. The software has been upgraded. Legacy systems often evolve for one or more of the following reasons. Be it the software must be adapted to meet the needs of new computing environments or technology. The software must be enhanced to implement new business requirements. The software must be extended to make it interoperable with other more modern systems or databases. This statement, the third point, the software must be extended to make it interoperable with other more modern systems or database, which simply means it should be connected and it should be work with other systems as well. It should be adaptable with other programs as well. This is a main point in all these four statements. Last but not the least, the software must be re-architected to make it viable with a network environment. What is the unique nature of web apps? Web apps, as you read in the previous slide, these are the attributes of the web apps. The first being the network intensiveness. A web app resides on a network and must serve the needs of diverse community of the clients. Yes. and internet is the example of a web app, worldwide access and communication. Second being the concurrency, a large number of users may access web app at one time. So there's no time lagging which happens and many users can access web app at the same time. Unpredictable load. The number of users of the web app may vary by orders of magnitude from day to day, maybe 100 users on Monday and 10,000 on the other day. So as I said, no time vary, a great advantage. Performance. If a web app user must wait too long, he or she may decide to go somewhere else. Yes. Availability. Although expectation of 100% availability is unreasonable, users of popular web apps often demand access of 24 into 7. These are the some instances that have been represented. Data driven. The primary function of many web apps is to use hypermedia to present text, graphics, audio, and video content to the end user. In addition, web apps are commonly used to access information that exists on the database that are not an integral part of the web-based environment. So web apps are commonly used to access the information which is already stored as a form of database, and they are not at all a part of an environment which has been set by the designer of the web. Content sensitive. The quality and aesthetic nature of content remains an important determinant of a quality of web app. Continuous evaluation is the next point. Unlike conventional application software that evolves over a series of planned, chronological spaced releases, web applications evolve continuously. It is not unusual for some web apps to be updated on a minute by minute schedule or for content to be independently computed for each request. Immediacy. Although immediacy is a growing factor, the compelling need to get software to market quickly is a very important factor for software to be much precise and to be much available to the public. Web apps often exhibit a time to time market that can be a matter of few days or maybe a few weeks as well. So the most important factor in these lists, the security, of course, because web apps are available via network access, it is difficult but not impossible to limit the population of end users who may access these applications. So this is not at all impossible, so that many users can use the web app as and when they require. So it does not limit the population as such, but in order to protect the sensitive content and provide secure modes of data transmission, strong and security measures must be implemented throughout the infrastructure that supports the web app and within the application itself. Aesthetics. An undeniable part of appeal of web app is its look and feel. Well, although it doesn't make much importance, but still, you designers make it much more appealing through aesthetics. The software process. So what is the software process known? A process defines who is doing, what is done, when is being done, and how to reach a certain goal. These are the factors that are kept in the mind of a designer when a designer is designing a particular kind of a software. An activity strives to achieve a broad objective and is applied regardless of the application domain, size of the project, complexity of the effort, and much more. A task focuses on a small but a well-defined objective, also called a well-defined steps or plan that produces a tangible outcome. After all, an input and outcome are the only things that are seen by a designer that makes the software into a successful project. The intent is always to deliver software in a timely manner and with a sufficient quality to satisfy all those users which, which is sponsored its creation and also those who will use it in the nearby future. A generic process framework for the process includes communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. So these are the practices which you need to go through. Practices are Understand the very much problem which is there and try to know the key point which is hidden in the problem, the communication and the analysis part. Plan a solution. Plan a solution to the algorithm. Keep making algorithms and try to figure out which is the best algorithm that fits into the project. Carry out the plan in sequence. This is a very important step. Carrying out the plan is a very important step in this project. Examining the result for accuracy is also the need while projecting and finding a solution to the whole problem. And these are the software myths which are often found while designing a project. There are many management myths as well. The myths I'll explain few of the myths that have been found. We already have a book that's full of standards and procedures for building software. Won't they provide my people with everything they need to know? No. The book of standards may very well exist, but is it used? Are software practitioners aware of this existence? Is it complete? Is it adaptable? To all these questions, the answer is a no. Think again. The second myth in this session: if we get behind schedule, we can add more programs and Catch up. Reality? Software development is not a mechanistic process like manufacturing. I repeat, software development is not a mechanistic process like manufacture. People who are working must spend time educating the newcomers, thereby reducing the amount of time spent on productive development effort. People can only be added, but only in a planned and well coordinated manner. Hence, thank you. This is the session, and the further topic will be a new video will be uploaded with the further topics that is there in the unit one, and keep revising the stuff in this presentation. Thank you. Stay tuned.